Today's topic has my mind so messed up that I don't even have a proper intro. Hey there, kids. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm a bit too tall for the camera stand setup. It doesn't matter. It's fine. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look back at the past to once again visit the world of dead and out of print trading card games by going back to the very first year of card games. 1993, that's right. Year Magic the Gathering hit the market. But Magic wasn't the only card game to debut back in 93. There was another one featured in Gen Con of that year alongside Wizards of the Coast's magnum opus. Battle cards. This little red box of doom holds within it one of the most insane card games I've ever played. And the most insane one, at least, that I've ever heard of. In fact, I wasn't even aware that this was a thing until relatively recently. It was mentioned on one of my old live streams where one of the viewers just pointed it out, and I checked it out, and instantly I was like, holy crap, that's insane. I've got to get some of this. Battle Cards is not a trading card game. It's not a collectible card game. It's a unique kind of creature all to its own. All right. I messed with the angle. It's a bit better now. Yeah. Anywho, Battle Cards, produced by Merlin Collections. I wanted to say Merlin Collectibles, but no, it's Merlin Collections. It's a company that, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't exist anymore. I couldn't possibly hazard a guess why. This little card game, it's 11 pack boxes, 11 card packs in this little box here. And in case the images on the box don't give it away, these are scratch-off cards, not traditional gaming cards. You see, the thing is, Battle Cards does not play like any TCG in the market because it's not really a TCG. It's just a game that happens to use cards as the vector. You buy packs and open up cards and hope for the best. But it's less like a card game and more like a scratch-off gambling game. You see, here's the deal. Every card has a front. That's a character. It's a fighter card, okay? It's got 3 life spaces, a purse, and then around the border of the card, a bunch of spaces for the head, the hands, the legs, the feet, etc. How is the game played? Well, it's very simple. You and an opponent each take turns scratching off spaces on your opponent's fighter cards. And if you hit a wound, there's a little blood drop underneath that, then you get to go again. And after the second one, every one after that, you get to take one of the life spaces. Once you hit a skull, the fighter is dead, and you get to scratch off their purse space. That purse space will have a number under it. Some random number. 20, I think, is the lowest I've seen. Now, what do you do with the points, you might be asking? Does it let you play more cards or something? No, that's dumb. Instead, what you do with the points is you whip out a trading post card. This little thing. And it also has a bunch of scratch-off spaces around it. When you have enough points, or whenever, really, basically, you scratch off 2 spaces. Only 2. They'll know if you scratch off more than 2. And you hope to pull a treasure under one of your spaces and a number. And when you do that, if you manage to scratch off a treasure and a number, then you get to buy that treasure for that price. And you might be asking, well, that means I get to play that treasure card, right? No, that would be stupid. No, instead what it means is you get to send in the trading post card with the treasure and the price revealed, and only those 2 spaces. If you scratch off more than 2, they'll know. As well as all the fighter cards whose points equal up to the price of that treasure. You send that in to the Merlin Collections Company with a prepaid return envelope, and they will send you a foil treasure card. And what do you do with those treasures, you might be asking? Well, nothing. They aren't game pieces. They're just nice, shiny little collectibles. And that's it. That's the basic rules for Battle Cards. And let me tell you, this is one of the most insane games I've ever heard of, because you have to physically destroy your cards to play, which is so out of left field for me. that it boggles the mind even now, weeks, maybe even months after I first heard about it. And let me tell you, clearly a lot of thought was put into this game because the backs of the cards, they aren't standard card backs. Here, let me... Boop. Like, some have rules. Some have lore. Some... Let me find them. Got a little box of them back here. This one. Yeah. Some of these have their own little fantasy language on it in some script that I can't read. It's absolutely insane to me that so much thought was put into a game that's dedicated to destroying the cards themselves. Although I have to say, it is a genius business strategy. Imagine if battle cards had taken off like Magic the Gathering, and it was one of the most popular games of all time. Every single time you played a game, you'd have to crack a pack to buy more cards because you've already destroyed the cards you've played with. There's no, like... Could you imagine convincing all your Magic the Gathering friends to rip up their Black Lotuses after a duel? Because they've played the card, they gotta rip it up now, right? It's absolutely insane to me that this was made. Now, those aren't the only ways to play. There are some of the cards have rules for alternative game modes, such as just flipping your cards over top of other players' cards to win them that way. But still, it's crazy to me that the core concept of the game is to have scratch-off cards that you damage just to play them. It's not really a true collectibles card game. It's not a trading card game because you're not going to want someone else's card after it's already been scratched off, right? The only reason to get the card is to try to redeem it for a treasure card, right? And you have to like really want these treasure cards. This isn't one of the foil ones. This one just kind of comes in the pack from what I understand. But they do look nice. They do have, like, the game has really nice art. And clearly, a lot of thought was put into this card game, but I don't know, it just absolutely drives me up the wall that someone could come up with that idea for a card game released in the same year as Magic the Gathering, and the core concept is destroying your own property to play the game. And I really can't stress this enough. A lot of thought clearly was put into the game itself, its world, and its lore, because there is lore for the cards. Just reading a few of them, I found some pretty interesting concepts. There's a language, which I have no idea what's going on there. The cards have alignments, they have classes, they have numbers, which apparently matter for the mental battle card variant, because there's a spell or mental battle card variant that I found that just has you completely change how the game itself is played. It's crazy to me that with all of that extra effort made to make this seem like a true standout fantasy game, they settled on scratch-off cards as the core gameplay mechanic. I wonder why it didn't take off. I wonder why this card game isn't huge and successful today. I wonder why there's only one set and why after 1993 nobody seems to be talking about this. I wonder what it could possibly be about the game that made it completely forgettable to the tides of history. And it is very forgettable because I thought the first alternative card game was Hyborian Gates. I thought that was like the earliest one that wasn't Magic the Gathering. But I was wrong. The earliest released alongside Magic the Gathering, and it was just so incomprehensibly far out of field that everyone just kind of collectively forgot. Something that really gets me is that there's a lot of reasons people choose to engage with card games of all shapes and sizes. And the gameplay is not the only reason. Some people might just like the art. They might just like one certain mechanic, one certain card type. And for a lot of these people, they will collect these cards for years after they no longer play the game. In fact, there's people out there who collect cards for games that they've never played. And for a lot of these people, you know, condition is a huge part of the collection process. They want to get the most pristine version of any card they're trying to slot into a binder. Some of them choose to grade those cards. Some of them just want a really nice, high-condition collection. And a card game where you must damage the cards just to continue playing, it's like a poison to that concept, almost. And it really does weigh against battle cards in a huge way. I have to say, I don't hate this card game at all. I don't think it's a good card game to collect, invest in, or any of that nonsense. It's obviously a dead card game. Nobody wants it. But I've got to say, it perplexes me that this even got off the ground and that Merlin Collections even put it to print. Because anybody taking a look could see that this had no longevity to it. And maybe that wasn't the point. Maybe the point was just to have something quick and fun to play with your friends in between gaming sessions for something else like D&D back in the day. Like what Magic the Gathering originally was going to be. Right? But still, just that core concept of destroying your own cards to play the game. That's nuts. Imagine if every Magic the Gathering card, okay, was Chaos Confetti. Could you just imagine that? It's crazy to me. Anywho, that's all I've got. This kind of thing, I have to be honest with you guys, this is the kind of thing about trading card history that really excites me. Like these really obscure, really strange, really bonkers concepts that never really took off, never had any kind of fan base or popularity. This is the kind of thing that I love to see. And I'm absolutely ecstatic. The one guy who mentioned this on live stream, I thank that guy. Like, seriously, thank you. Because I'm in love with this kind of stuff. These concepts that clearly had no future, that clearly had, like, no chance. Like, there was no way that this would take off, right? But someone tried it anyway. And that's just great to me. This Merlin Collections, they had a lot of confidence for such a concept. I just gotta say. But yeah, that's all I've got for you kids today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, leave a like, a comment, and all that jazz. Is there a strange, obscure card game you'd like me to know about? If so, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time.